Welcome to the 2019 Concordia Women's Soccer Season Review. I'm being joined by the NAC Coach of the Year, Ryan Middendorf, fresh off another successful season, a season in which the team got back to the NCAA tournament for the second time in program history. And Coach, 17 victories, 5 defeats, 10-2 in conference play, got off to a great start, 7-0, which included a win over then-ranked number 17 UW Lacrosse. Did you expect or did you have hope that this season would be this good?
Well, we certainly hoped it was going to be this good. We knew we had the pieces to be very successful this year, so we thankfully got off to a strong start, and we were able to ride that for a little while as we were figuring some things out, and got a couple really good results. That result against Lacrosse early in the season that stuck with us for a while, and that gave us confidence in the upcoming matches as the season moved forward.
You mentioned that win against Lacrosse as we brought up. And you always, you look at your non-conference schedule, there's no question you challenge this team every year, and sometimes that can backfire, sometimes it works out. Is this maybe the best as far as non-conference, wins, losses go, as far as getting results, the confidence, as you mentioned, going forward? Is this what you kind of hope for when you piece this non-conference slate together?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly, obviously, we hope to win all the matches that we set up and put in front of us, but usually we expect to lose a few of those games to kind of learn some stuff about us. But thankfully this year we were able to win matches, but still learn about ourselves and piece things together, so that as the season was finishing up, we were playing our best soccer.
Let's go back to senior day, toward the end of the season, October 26th, Dominicans in town, and you guys know what's at stake as far as, trying to get in a position to host, maybe even win the regular season conference championship. You guys took it to Dominican 5-0. When you look at how that game played out, how were the Falcons able to do something that no one's been able to do against Dominican in a couple of years?
Well, this team had so much resolve, and they were so focused all season long. I kept telling them almost weekly, almost daily sometimes, that guys, you guys train better than any team that we've ever had here. When we put a plan in place, they just bought into it and went to work, had fun at the same time. It was really this great balance of fun and work, and I knew they were prepared coming into that match. I certainly didn't expect a result like that. It could have been the other way. I mean, Dominican hit some posts and crossbar. They were putting some pressure on us late in the match, but again, I had no doubt going into that match that our players are going to do what it took to pull off a result.
Now, I enjoyed the NAC tournament run, as I'm sure you did, because you had redemption against Illinois Tech. I mean, that's a team that had the Falcons' number in some high-scoring affairs over the last year plus. But you get that semifinal, you're battling the snow, a harder surface. There's so many outside distractions on top of the game itself. What were your takeaways from what ended up being a high-scoring 5-3 winning at Illinois Tech?
Well, that was just a crazy. I didn't know what to expect from that match. I didn't know whether we were going to play the match, to be honest with you. I mean, we're working on the field right up till game time. I'm out there with a shovel and working through some stuff, and we were kind of contemplating whether it was to anybody's advantage to play in that field, and we realized it was no advantage either way, and it was just going to get worse if we played it another day later or even changed sites. So we went and did it, and I thought the match played out fairly. I don't think the field had any advantages one way or the other to either of the opponents. And again, our players just came out and had some great performances, some great individual performances there, and sometimes in those matches that's what you need.
Take us through the championship match then. I know you guys have been to the tournament championship in years past and come up just short. In this one, okay, you're now at Dominican. Their mindset is, hey, we lost to the Falcons 5-0, so they're thinking redemption. Take us through the emotions of that championship game, the highs and lows, and how you guys were able to pull it out.
Again, special players coming through at special times, and that match, Dominican had a great game plan against us. They played us. I was talking to the assistant coach. I'm like, what are they going to do to us? How are they going to come out? And they did exactly what I would have done against us, and it nearly worked. They had a tremendous game plan, dealt with our players, our dangerous players, really, really well, and effectively. I looked over the game film again, just couldn't believe how great they played during that match too. But it just came down to just almost a feel of destiny, like something was we were meant to win that game this year. So Isabel had a great finish at the end to put us up, and then we just hung on.
First time in 15 years getting back to the NCAA tournament. I know that's something you can't take for granted. Do you address that with your team, like how special a moment this is, that, this hopefully will happen again next year, the year after, but there's no guarantees. And then forget about results, but what were your takeaways from just that experience of getting the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament against Wartburg?
Yeah, it was great. This is our standard. I mean, this is what we talk about every season. This season especially, we talked about that. Look, our goals are to get to the national tournament. If we don't get there, okay, but we've got to strive to get there, and we did. And that experience after that championship match, that whole week leading up to the national tournament, is something different that this team hasn't experienced. And I was excited for them. I told them just to live this up and enjoy the experience. We're playing still, and there's not that many teams across the country that are. So take advantage of every day that we have, despite the cold weather that we were faced with during that week leading up. But then even going down there and getting to experience that everything is a little bit different when you get to that stage, and the way that you even walk into buildings, the way that you walk out to the field, the way that you're introduced, everything is a little bit different. And it was probably the first time that I saw our players seem a little bit nervous leading into that game, and I don't blame them. We were young and inexperienced and had not experienced that type of situation before. And Wartburg, look, they're a really good team, really tough to play against, and they just had our number the first 20 minutes or so, and then things started settling in, but it was probably a little bit too late at that point. But they kept battling, and that's what I appreciated so much about this team this season.
You mentioned a young team, only a couple of seniors honored on senior day, being Ashley Yaks and Abby Block, and Yak's all-conference honoree. What do those two mean to this program and their time with this team?
Man, I can't speak highly enough about those two. The way that they approached this season really set a standard for our team, and how hard Abby works in everything that she does was just such a great example to everybody. And the performances that Ashley had, just a solid rock the entire season, I think really will be time tested. I mean, I think what they've done this season really instilled in some of our young players how to approach a season, and I'm excited to see how their kind of legacy is moving forward.
A couple of newcomers that really had an impact. Obviously, Miss Hogland leading the way out of Norway. All she did with all region honors, on top of being the NAC Offensive Player of the Year, the NAC Freshman of the Year, and so on and so forth. Selena Eston in that category. You knew they were good, but did you think they would be this good this soon?
We were hopeful that they were. We knew they were good. I knew they were special from day one. We've had some really great players come through this program, and from day one some of those freshmen really put themselves in that category immediately, and I'm excited for the future for them individually, but also what they can contribute to this program and keep it moving forward, and hopefully experience more success down the road.
Well, the players that were key, certainly Kaylee Starkle stepping in that goalkeeping role as a first-team all-conference selection. Allison McElwee, the multi-sport athlete, was all-region. Yeah, you had Kylie Harmon, Isabel Downs. Just, maybe not picking out just one of those players, but as a whole, I mean, it all came together, didn't it? I mean, every piece, and when one player was missing, yes, you had people step up, but you did notice sometimes a difference in how that ball flowed.
I thought the preparation coming into the season was better than any other season that we've had. So you take the freshmen out of it, and you look at the returners that we had with Kaylee and Kylie and some of them, and their preparation leading into the season was unmatched to their previous seasons, and it really showed. Kaylee coming into the season, we didn't know what was going to happen in the goalkeeping position, but she prepared herself as if she was going to be the number one, and it turned out that she was, and she was prepared and ready, and she had just a phenomenal season. I'm so happy for her.
Wrap it up by just looking at the future. I mean, again, a lot of pieces back in place. Sky's the limit. Your thoughts on what happens between now and preparing for what could be in 2020?
Well, we're excited about it. The coaching staff and the players have to go to work a little bit now, and can't just sit back and expect this to happen again. Our athletic director, right after the match, we lost, we were on the bus, and he said, well, next season starts right now. And that was kind of the message for our team. And they want to get back there, and they want to prove that they deserve to be there.
Well, Coach, congrats on the success this season. Enjoy your off season, and we'll do it again soon.
Sounds good.